Hello everybody, welcome to CC Sim Racing. I'm your host Craig Cook, and with me in the commentary box today, after a very long week, is Mr. Jesse Quayler. Hello Jesse, how are you doing today, mate?
I'm here with bells on. I'm ready for this.
Yeah, same as. So we rescheduled race from last week, obviously round 7 of the AWRC, and obviously next we have the Aston Martin GT4 round 7 at Brands Hatch as well. So eager racers on track. Lee Murray saying let's go Mammy. They've really made a good pairing, those two, so it'd be good to see them battling in the next race as well. So hello to Lacko as well, and massive thank you to Lacko. He has now joined level 2 and he's in the tow, Jesse. Fantastic to see that.
That sounds exciting. I don't even know what that means, but I'm excited for it. Oh, you mean like the
membership?
The
oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know the code name for that. I still need to join, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, so you start on the grid on level 1, and then if you as a 99p member, and then if you want to bump it up to another £1, you can go for 1.99, and you can be in the tow level 2, and that obviously gives you some little perks, like when we do the events, you'll get first access to those events.
Nice.
And, yeah.
Oh, so that means we're going to see more of Lacko then, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So points means prizes. So great to see
Awesome.
Andrew as well from Virtual Gaming Coins. So great to see him there as well. And we have some announcements to come up, but obviously we can't tell you to the start, the end of the season of this season. And then there'll be an announcement of the new race car and also the new sponsor that we have. Obviously we have Vacecraft, which is fantastic, and Virtual Game Coins. But now we will have another main sponsor, and we have prizes in the bag, Jesse, which is exciting to hear.
I know, well, and I can vouch for the fact that we've been in the chat talking about it, and there's heated conversation, and I love it. That means everybody's excited to do it.
Yeah, liveries and designs. But we're getting there, and it sounds like it's all settled now, which is great. So, yeah, we'll get this one underway. Let's just check the championship table as it stands after round 6, and it's Sophie who takes the lead into round 7 with 178 points. Not quite firmly solved yet, but could have the championship in the bag tonight, so we'll keep an eye on how that goes. It depends on where Martine sits in this race today. So Martine is second place with 148, but she's having a big old battle there with Mammy there in third place with 140 points. But also there is Esther, who's really started to come back into the mix again after a couple of races down, but now she is back with us there of 133 points. Then we have Annalise Wright. She's back as well, 107. Looked pretty quick round here, to be fair. And also Froxy Racing's back obviously as well. Great to see her back there, 92 points. Then we have who's that, Fiona there, who's literally just been climbing the ladder as people haven't been turning up. She's been grabbing loads of points, which has been fantastic for her, and obviously won the livery award with her Mini the other week, and got a 3-month subscription as well from us at CC Sim Racing, so well done to her. 82 points for Fee. Then we go down to Sarah Hawke. Unfortunately has missed a few races, and she's just got back from work, so she might get a chance to jump in. I'm not too sure if she's watching the stream or not, but if you are, you can quickly jump in. You got a couple of minutes. And then we have Zoe there as well. So Zoe on 56 points. So good luck to Zoe today. She's back as well. Sammy Sly unfortunately hasn't made the last 4, but I know she's not feeling too great. But we wish her all the best, and I'm pretty sure we'll see her next season. And Isa Hannah is also back, another winner for some great driving the other week, and she got I think it was the £10 gift voucher, so well done to her as well. So congratulations. And she's racing today and not feeling too great either, but great to see her on track. So more people coming in as well, great to see that. Don't forget to also, if you can, ladies and gentlemen, we do appreciate the like, subscribes and notifications can be hit on the button there, and you can learn all about CC Sim Racing as the evening goes on. So there we go, Jesse. That's the championship table. That is the race drivers. I don't think we're going to see Sarah Hawke turn up any minute now. She must be absolutely exhausted. She's just finished work. So let's get this one underway. Drivers are ready. We're ready. And we're going to have a cracking race here. Short track at Nürburgring. And it's a very, very tough track indeed, isn't it, Jesse? As you just looked out for yourself.
Yeah, we were just checking it out and looking through it. It's not a track that I'm terribly familiar with, at least this layout. Obviously, I'm familiar with the regular track, but yeah, there's a couple huge straightaways, so we're going to see a lot of drafting, hopefully, from these ladies, which will be interesting. And then a couple small technical areas, and then the big chicane, which is, we were just noting, it's at the end of a long straight. So those ladies are going to be coming in about 150 miles an hour and have to slam on the brakes and get down to about 50 miles an hour in a big hurry. And we'll just pray when that happens on the first lap.
Yeah, indeed. New liveries for Zoe as well. That looks like a nice, tidy little livery like that. So Zoe out in a new livery. She's been doing a lot of sim racing recently, and she's got, I think she said she's got a 12-hour race coming up. So good luck to her on that one. Esther is really sporting the next level racing sim rigs and doing a superb job for them. So great to see Esther out there. Can she get pole today? She's been very, very quick indeed. New driver Sylvia Rose. She was out in practice with these ladies, and they were battling really hard, and it was a real shame that she can't make it today. She got called into work, so unfortunately she is not racing. Sebessi has been racing in the Aston Martin Super League, and she's racing next, but she's also joined us here in the AWRC, and she has come on as a driver. Absolutely fantastic. So it'll be really interesting to see how she gets on this evening. There is Martine, second in the championship. What can she do? Can she beat Sophie to the title? Anything can happen, but Sophie's on the pad today, so it makes a little bit of a difference, doesn't it? So Animaniac is there in 7th place, looking for some more points. Slight glitching, but hopefully okay as we get cracking on this race. There's Fiona, and unfortunately in the wall, that's not going to help her at all. And again, it's just all about a learning curve, and she wants to get those faster times. Very difficult track here. We'll see what she can do. Proxy Racing, there she is, the number 9 at the moment, and we'll see if she can pop herself in that top 5, but anything can happen in this race. And there is Sophie. She has just come out, and we're going to go back to our lady at the front, which is Mammy, and she's just come through to start her lap. So here we go, Jesse. Who's going to get pole?
It was interesting. I was just thinking about it. We were watching. Wow, she went really wide on that corner. I was watching some of the practices and stuff like that. And it looked like about a 125 was kind of the target that Sophie was hitting in practice, and she was the fastest one. So, and we know Sophie's been very, very, very consistent throughout this entire series, the last few series that we've had. So. She'll probably be the pace setter, but all it takes is just one slide off. We do have some corners with some kitty litter. It'll take you a nice 10 seconds to get out of it once you get done.
Yeah, exactly. And we just see on that right-hander there, you really don't want to go anywhere near that right-hander, really, because if you go too far out, you get dirt, and then you're coming into the hairpin, and you really want to get down on the brakes hard and turn in early, because if you don't, you're going to be straight, as you said, in the kitty litter and also hitting the barrier. So we'll see what happens here. So Mammy's going to come around for the first time. She's definitely going to take pole, crosses the line now. I'm going to start off with a 27.9. Here comes Isa Hannah. Looks like she had a bit of a good run there, and she goes over the line with a 30. Zoe coming through now. This looks very quick. She might get pole. Goes second. Esther's coming round now. That was an excellent exit off that corner, and she's coming round now, and she goes pole with a 27 dead. So Sabisi coming through now. Where does she go? She goes into 4th. So great start from her. Martine, what can she do? Can she get pole? Yes, she can. Of course she can. By 2/10 of a second. Absolutely fantastic. 2,000, should I say. Here comes Animaniac. What can she do as she comes off the exit? That looks very similar to Esther, so I think she might get 3rd, maybe 4th. Goes into 3rd. Great stuff from her. Brilliant drive. Here comes Fee. So here is Fee. Where does she settle up now? Just coming around the last few corners.
Nice smooth quarter.
Yeah, nicely done. Said we invite all ladies to race in this, and I'll tell you what, that's not a bad time. She's done a 13. That puts her in 7th. So Froxy Racing coming round now. She's there in 9th, crosses the line, now goes into 7th place. Now, the lady we've got to keep an eye on is this one, and she's off the exit of the final corner. She's on the 22s. That could be pole. Let's see what she does. Crosses the line now, goes into pole. Wow, half a second quicker than Martine, but anything can happen in this race, as we've seen. So Sophie on pole, Martine in 2nd. There she's just parked up there. There is Esther just chilling. Animaniac there in 4th. There is Mammy in 5th, who's decided to just find out what the gravel is really like over there in that corner.
How bad will my tires slip?
Yeah, that's it. Might as well find out. There is Zoe parked up as well. So Bessie also just It's like they're all broken down and they need RAC recovery. It's just so funny. There is Froxy there also just parked up. Nice looking car. I do like that livery. There is Fee as well, just casually parked up. And there is Hannah, who will start in 10th place. But Sophie got pole again, and this could be very beneficial for her for a championship.
Yeah, it was interesting too. I watched a few of them coming through, especially like the chicane. Some of those ladies were being very cautious through that chicane. I think they're worried, or maybe it had happened before, where you know, if you hit those bumps and it can toss you sideways and can you know, ruin a lap. And I think with the one lap shoot off that we have, you know, I think it's one of those situations where they just wanted to avoid a big problem, just wanted to stay in the field somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. I do apologise about the time wasting. That's my own fault. I forgot to change the timer. So apologies if everyone's thinking, what's going on here? They're just cruising around the track. So I think if they went round again, they'd actually clear the light, but never mind. So we also have Salim, who's just said that she's off pace at the moment. So one of our members here who's in the tow, is Salim. He's said that she's not on pace's Mammy at the moment, but she's a lot quicker, and she's a lot quicker. So we'll see what she can do in the race. So obviously that exit off the right-hander went very, very wide, as we saw. Had a bit of an issue there, and Laco's saying that Sophie's so fast. Yes, very, very quick, and she's not even on the wheel today. She's on pad, which she's very disappointed about, to be fair. So that just shows you what sort of talent she is. So fantastic stuff from her.
Yeah, it looked like she was almost a full second off her fastest practice lap too. So I mean, she's got some room to build there.
Wow, that's impressive. So let's take a look at those results from qualifying. So it's a 126.532 from Sophie. Martine there in second place, half second down. Same as Esther as well, so that's going to be a good battle. Then we've got Anna Maniac just under a second. Then Mammy off the pace at the moment, but we know she's quicker, so we'll see what she can do in the race. Zoe also had a very good lap there in the low 28s. I'm sure she's quicker as well. Same as Sebessi and Froxy. I think all these girls really could have up their game a little bit more, but as I said, it's very nervous in the first first qualifier. We've always seen it, but once they get up to the rhythm of the race, they should be back on point. But there's Fee, and then Isa Hannah takes out the top 10. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be race 1 of the evening. Don't forget, we have a race after this as well, so stand by. This is going to be the first race of the evening, and it's the AWRC round 7 here at the Nürburgring. So here we go. Lights are out at the moment. We're going to wait for these red lights for Sophie on pole, Martine in second, Esther third, Anna Maniac in fourth, Mammy in fifth, takes that top 5. There's 3, there's 4, there's 5. We're going to wait for these lights to go out now, and away to go. That's a great start from Martine. Now, is she going to be brave? Esther's also had a super start. She tries to get the inside line of both Sophie and down the middle of Martine as well, but down into the braking zone for the first time, and Martine's got it done, and she makes sure she forces her way through, but Sophie also go around the outside. Very brave from both the drivers, and Martine needs to get those points. So Sophie goes in back into the lead, and Martine knew she needs to make her move quickly, and she tries again round the outside. Not going to do it there. Contact with Anna Maniac with Esther, and I don't know if that was a glitch or contact, not too sure. Esther looked very frustrated there, but she's still in the pack. But it's Sophie in the lead from Martine, from Anna Maniac, and Mammy in 4th place with Esther just behind her in 5th there, Jessie. Good start from the ladies. A little bit of contact before, but unfortunate for Esther, she's dropped to 5th.
Yeah, it looked like Mammy went way wide on that one. Esther's going to take advantage of it, it appears. Oh,
yeah, and
she went sideways.
Oh, my goodness me. So Esther's coming to that. I think she's very, very frustrated after the start of that race. So a bit of red mist kicking in, but it looked like there was a bit of a turn in on her as she was trying to get that line. And obviously contact was made, but again, you really have to think about these races. Radar should be on for these drivers, so hard on the brakes. Zoe now in 5th, Mammy going down the inside. That was very brave from there, and again, just overshoots. A lot of frustrated ladies at the moment, and Froxy Racing now going down the inside, and Esther now dropped all the way back to 7th here, Jessie. Oh, my goodness me.
My goodness, it's a little dicey out. We haven't really had any into the wall kind of wrecks yet, but we've had a few close calls already. This is... Yeah, it's a little dicey out there right now. We'll see how it kind of sorts itself out now that they kind of string it out a little bit.
I tell you what, Sophie was very lucky. I'm definitely sure that Sophie had radar on there because she saw Mammy go down the inside and literally shot past her on the brakes. And Sophie thought, nope, I'm not having none of that. So she braked a lot earlier, got the cut back, and luckily that's benefited her very, very well. But Annalise Roy looks very, very quick today, doesn't she? She's right on the case of Martine, and she hasn't lost the leader at the moment. So we're only just over a second behind, but a lot of argy-bargy, and obviously briefing doesn't work at the moment here, Jesse.
Yeah, well, and Martini and Annalise, they were both pretty tight on qualifying, so they should be in a pretty good race here. That would probably be the premium race that we're going to see here, assuming Sophie continues to lay those fast laps like she was during qualifying. Wow, that was close.
Yeah, sorry, moved by Esther on Zoe, made sure she got that done. She really is in the red miss zone now, so she will be on a charge, so keep an eye on that. That was absolutely incredible. Good move there, a little bit aggressive, but it was a good move all the less. But Sophie coming through, Martine there in second place. Then we got Animaniac in third, and looks for a different line going through the final corner. That's interesting, but it didn't really help her very much because she's now dropped off the back. So she's going to try and tuck in the toe, but Sebessi is having a great race. She's now dropped to fifth after Mami Khan has just put that position on her and fourth.
Right there. Yeah, she did really well. She threw that chicane and around that last corner, Mami definitely had the better roller ground there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just coming off the final corner and just sneaks the car down. Lots of gravel being flicked up. This is not going to help their windscreens at all. But Sophie in the lead, 1 second now. Animaniac has got third place, so let's see what happened there. Animaniac has got third place. So is there a mistake here from Martine? Yes, there is. There's a mistake there from Martine, and Animaniac goes through into second place. So very wide Martine. Again, a little bit of frustration kicking in for these ladies, but a purple lap here for Animaniac. So she's looking pretty quick here, the American, Jesse.
Yeah, I was noticing that. She's really flying on this one. I'm looking to see the interval. It looks like Sophie's still pulling away from her despite her purple lap, so I'd be interested to see just how fast Sophie's going if she's pulling away from Annalise on a purple.
Well, yeah, Esther's also done a purple sector. She is on a mission now, so she is wanting that podium back. And now 15 minutes this race. Plenty of time for these ladies and plenty of time for mistakes as well, as we see Martine now also getting on the back of Animaniac in front. Let's go on board with Martine and let's take a drive with her because over the line goes Sophie. Does a 26.5 to start proceedings on lap 4. Wow.
Yeah, nice run for her. That was pretty similar to her qualifying lap. A little battle behind Sophie though. Wow. Martine is really trying to take out those hairpins, trying to pass on those hairpins. I don't know if that's the best place to be doing it. Stay close to them and then jump them on the straightaways is my thought, but...
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree, mate. And yeah, she went a little bit narrow there. And obviously, you can go narrow, but it also gives you the opportunity to lose the back end of the car, as we see Sebessi go very, very wide. And that's a cut back, and that looks like Esther's going to go through, and Esther just did. Well, that is definitely going to be a penalty there, isn't it? That's audacious, that was. So into the braking zone. So I think I'm a bit too far back now from that. No, I'm looking pretty good here. So as we go round the sweeping S's into the left-hander, again, taking that nice wide line. Looks pretty good. And Sebessi made a big mistake here. And accelerate, and yeah, I'm a bit too far back. Sorry, I do apologise. I thought I was on the case there, but obviously not. So let's go back to Sophie. Annalise, a mistake from Annalise in second place, goes wide, and Martine takes the inside line and goes through into second place. So the drag race down to turn 1, and she makes sure she goes through. This is tense, but looks like Mammy's got a bit of a free rein at the moment. She's there in 4th, so let's see what she can do from there. So down into the hairpin we go, and again that tight line from Martine. She's very, very brave, and looks like it's worked out very well for her, Jesse.
All the curve and a little bit more.
Yeah, you beat me to it. I haven't had a chance to say that all week. I didn't even say it on the live stream at Donington Park either. And Nikki's just said, "Damn, that was a statement. Get out my way." Yeah, pretty much. It looked like, doesn't it? Yeah, it's been a bit of an aggressive start to the AWRC round 7, which is a real shame because it was turning out to be a super race from the start. But Sophie there in the lead, 2.4. She's starting to pull away, but any mistakes here and it's going to cost you. But Martine has got to get away from Animaniac, but she is having none of it tonight. She is absolutely on it and uses all the tracking a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. I've got to say it in the end.
Yeah.
And in the toe now. Thanks, mate. And now in the toe. Let's go on board of her. And she has a look around the outside, going on the grass there. Does want to do that hard on the brakes, and she's realised that she has to get on the brakes a little bit earlier. And does very, very well to get that car settled down. That could have been tricky there, Jesse.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just noticing as well, it looked like Esther was on a purple lap. We'll see if it pans out through the last couple of corners. But, I mean, we've got top 5 are only about 10 seconds apart, too. So that, while it feels a little spread, it's still very much a race.
Yeah, indeed. There's a good battle going on between Zoe and Zabessi, and also Hannah and Foxy Racing. So we'll keep an eye on them as we see Esther go through. And she did a 27 flat. So well done to Esther now.
Be good.
To show some pace. There's Zoe there in 6th place in the 28s. And Sabessi also high 28s at this moment in time. There is Hannah and Feet having a good race, and we've lost Froxy. So I was totally wrong there. So Froxy has made a mistake somewhere. She's still in this chase, doing 130s at the moment. So Hannah and Feet having a good old battle here.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a good battle there, and then the other good battle is the Martini and Annalise. They just don't want to leave each other alone, apparently.
So we'll go back to that battle, and still, and as we say that, you know, we look at Martine and Animaniac battling away, but Mammy is not that far away. She's now 4 seconds behind, and, well, apart from the exit there, she was closing. Obviously, those two are towing each other along, so they are pulling away slightly, but let's see how she gets on. Go into the S's now, but this battle for second is absolutely on at the moment. Still 11 minutes this race to go here, Jesse, and that podium, it could be anyone's. And if Mammy's really thinking and staying there, she's there or thereabouts, isn't she?
Yeah, she said 2:26s. We'll see what kind of lap she gets here again, but that's good consistency. And another 26. So she's definitely got her rhythm down at this point. She's running some good laps. She just needs to keep it up and hope for a little excitement up front.
Yeah, she's was it 7 tenths faster than everybody else up front, so that's very impressive. And they're doing 27.2s, so yeah, she's doing 26.5. So great stuff from her, nearly a second, shall we say? So let's see what happens. And while they're battling, Mammies are chasing. So Sophie's still pulled away now because those two are battling away. It's given Sophie the opportunity to have another second to add to her tally, now up to 4.1 seconds.
Yeah, and she had last lap was a purple lap too, 126 flat basically.
It's unreal, isn't it? As we look at the two behind, and it's Martine and Animaniac still battling away here. And let's see if we can get some in-car footage of Animaniac. See if she can grab her in the toe here as we make the climb back up to the S's.
Wow, Mammy's on another personal best at least so far this lap. She's cut down the interval by almost a second because those two are battling so hard in front of her. They would think they'd work together and see if they could track down Sophie. And in the process of battling, not only are they not catching Sophie, but they're letting Mammy back in it. She's now under 3 seconds. She's reeling them in.
Yeah, she is indeed, isn't she? And again, that narrow line from Animaniac, she has to really think about that next time round because it obviously isn't working for her because she's dropped a second from Martine in that turn. So it hasn't worked out at all.
Wow.
So hard on the brakes, and there's a wow.
126.2 for Mammy on that last lap. Jeez, I mean that's almost
second nearly.
Pace.
Yeah, that's nearly a second. Oh, good save from Animaniac. Sorry there, Jesse. Animaniac goes sideways and she's trying to close up on Martine. But go ahead, mate. Sorry about that. With that pace from Mammy, brilliant stuff.
No worries. I'm just giving her some kudos because she's just keeping a pace and being consistent. She's still taking risks, obviously, because she is laying down some fast times. But good for her. You can tell she's been practicing.
Yeah, definitely good stuff from Mammy there. And there is Esther still there in 5th place. Again, another one in the 26s, so she's starting to get her rhythm now. Half a second faster than her previous 2 laps. So let's see what she can do now. There's Zoe in 6th, still in she has done a 27.2, so she has got the pace. It's just getting that consistency right. There is Sebastian 7th and Hannah there in 8th, with Fee there in 9th. Still Froxy going round at the back there, and again, it's a very tough track, and if you don't know the track very well, it's going to hit you hard. But this battle for second is really hotting up now, because there's Martine, there is Animaniac, and there is Mammy Khan in 4th place. It's starting to get a bit tasty here, Jesse.
Annalise had a big mistake through that chicane back there, and that is reeling Mammy in a hurry. I'm not sure what happened. I think she hit a curb and was worried she was going to spill it out, so she let off a little bit. But man, that helped Mammy a bunch.
Yeah, definitely, as they go into turn 1 again for the 9th time. 8 minutes to go of this race. It's Mammy there in 4th. Animaniac just in front of her, 2 seconds now. And Martine also there in 2nd place, just a little bit further forward. Sophie having her own race at the moment. She could clinch the title today, depending on what happens in this race. But I pretty much think it's over. Hopefully Lewis is around and he can just tally that up for me while I'm commentating. But I think it's pretty much sewn up, but or Sophie'd up, shall I say. There is Sophie in the lead, Martine there in 2nd, Anna in 3rd, Mammy in 4th, and they are dropping Esther at the moment here, Jesse.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at that. I don't know if she's having some issues or what it might be, but she usually doesn't drop that quick. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, so contact at the start did not help her, so, you know, obviously the frustrations and obviously trying to get that composure back after being battered around a little bit, and then obviously then going into the red mist zone doesn't really help anyone, does it?
Another mistake by Annalise in that chicane again. It's now down to almost a second. She was 4 seconds ahead of Mammy, like, what, 3 laps ago?
Indeed.
Not very long ago. Yeah, she's now about pulling it under a second. That's amazing. Great job, Mammy.
Yeah, so that consistency is definitely key. 27s for Animaniac, and we've seen Mammy doing those 26s and still carrying it, as we see a cracking lap from Sophie. A 125.4, Jesse. My goodness me. It's all right, isn't it? It's not great, but, you know, that's incredible.
You know what? She's doing that with no draft partners, with 2 big straightaways. She's still, if she had a draft partner, I wouldn't be shocked if she could do a 125 flat. I mean, she could do it.
I'm just worried that when she's on the wheel, she's faster. That scares the hell out of me. So any ladies out there that want to take on the challenge of United Sim Racing's Sophie, is it
penalty, Mammy.
Mammy with a penalty. Oh, second penalty. Oh, now it looked like she took the final part of the S's very, very tight, and she was really hugging the inside wall. So did she get it there? That's what we need to find out, and that's going to really hurt her with 5 minutes to go. That's going to drop it right up to about 3 seconds, obviously, because they're on the power. And yeah, about 2.7 seconds, so still all to do. Animaniac can now breathe a little bit, Jesse.
Yeah, she's Mammy's struggling a little too. I think whatever happened, I think she got some dust on her tires because she's sliding a little on these corners, and that's not something she's done the previous few laps. So I'm thinking it's a condition thing more than a driving thing.
Yeah, definitely. So there is Martine in 2nd place, Anna there in 3rd. So on the brakes again into turn 1. Again, closes in. So I think she might have heard us on the chat there, Jessie, because she's definitely a lot closer this time round than last time. But again, takes that wider line and very, very close to losing the back end as she goes over that like green tarmac there. Can cost you very, very dearly as they go off the exit of the corner. And again, using that nice tighter line. Quicker this time round is Martine, so she's up to her game a bit. 3 tenths faster this time round. Let's see what she can do. Still pushing.
Great opportunity too for Annalise to go to school a little and then watch Martine as well. Just kind of see the line she's taking, see where she might be beating her on some corners and then maybe not on others. So
yeah, definitely great shout there, mate. As we see Martine there going slightly faster again. Personal best is on, but Animaniac's done a 26.6 in the previous lap, so definitely is working. So what can Mammy do? 4 minutes to go, 2.5 seconds, but she seems to be very good off the exit of the chicane and the final corner. So they have... we have contact! We have a... Let's have a look, because as I say that, I just saw the yellow flag come up. So here's Annalise now. She is going to come into the chicane. And yeah, it's just too much into the chicane, and that is going to cost her, and that could cost her fourth place as well. Or is it going to be fifth? Yeah, Esther's got past as well, so that is dramatic news for the championship for Animaniac there. So she's dropped all the way down into fifth, and that puts Mammy in third place, 3 seconds behind Martine. Now, can she close her? That's the interesting thing, because those two are still battling also for second and third in the championship. But Sophie's away 6 seconds now. Martine in second, Mammy in third, Esther now in fourth. Animaniac's still got a chance to take that back from Esther. Zoe there in 6th place. Then we've got Sebastian in 7th, Hannah there in 8th, Bea there in 9th, and Froxy Racing still there in that 10th spot, but has got a lot quicker, over a second now from a previous time. So the TNR guys are going mental here, Jesse, in the chat.
Yep, and I just noticed too, Zoe also got a penalty on that last one. But going back to Annalise, we had said like 3 or 4 laps where she was really struggling on that chicane, and we finally caught up with her.
Yeah, definitely. As we go on board with Esther, there is Animaniac, and we know, obviously, you can see Esther on the last lap was a 1:30, so Esther has got the pace. Oh, sorry, Anna's got the pace on Esther, so let's see if she can close her up. But Esther will be very pleased to see that she is now in front, because obviously there's a big contact between her and Anna in the start of this race. So seeing the whites of her eyes, or the whites of her Porsche, should I say, the start of this race did not help Esther at all. But now in fourth, she'll be pretty pleased with this performance.
Yeah. I mean, overall, it's kind of fared out pretty well for her.
So no change at the front. See, still Esther showing that pace. So let's have a look at Sophie, because she has been absolutely phenomenal today, hasn't she, Jesse?
Absolutely. I mean, we know. So if you get her out front, I mean, it's tough to catch her. That's that's the real problem there. I was just noticing as well, Hannah has actually run really consistent lap times throughout the race as well. So kudos to her for keeping it down, and it doesn't seem like she's had any big mistakes by any means. So that's a good start for her.
Yeah, definitely. We've got to keep an eye on that battle, because Anna's definitely closing up. We can see Mammy coming through now, but Esther has got, well, just over a second, so there will be another lap of this race. But Esther's got to be thinking about the lady behind her, because Anna is really pushing. She's using all the track and a little bit more here, Jesse, for the 3rd time today.
I was going to say, well, the problem is using all the track a little bit more is what got her in trouble too. So we'll see how it works out this time. Here she comes back into that chicane, her least favorite part of the track, judging from the results so far.
Yeah, so let's hold our breath as she comes through this time. She seems to have done it nicely this time. Doesn't get the best of exits, but I think that's just nerves going through that corner. But Mammy is now 1.3 behind Martine on the final lap here, Jesse. Can she take 2nd place?
I don't think she can. I think she's just going to have to be happy with getting on the podium, unless Martine makes a mistake somewhere along the way. And she's been awfully consistent throughout this race.
Well, I'll tell you what, she did a 25.9 on her last lap, Jesse. A 25.9 with a 27.2 from Martine. So anything can happen here, and she's really putting the hammer down, isn't she? 0.8. Yeah. And there's a mistake. Oh, Sophie's off! Sophie's off the track! Sophie's off the track, and she's made contact with the wall, and that's given Martine the lead of this race. So she comes off the corner, and the dirty tyres, that's exactly what I said. She's had the dirty tyres, and she's going to hit the brakes hard, and she's gone straight on, and she's had no brakes, and she's just had contact with the wall. My goodness me. So the lead of this race is now Martine, and there's Sophie off on the gravel again. So she's made this all happen, and Esther is nowhere near, but the battle for the lead is on. So there's 0.8 from Martine from Mammy. So this is the final lap. Can Martine just hold it through the chicane? This is brave stuff. What a drive from Martine. Consistency is key, and she flings her car over the corners as Mammy, and Mammy's looking down the inside. Martine just says, no chance. I've got this. I'm going to hold it. And yes, she does. And Martine is going to win this race. Wow. And what on earth happened there to Sophie? So across the line goes Martine. She takes the win. And Mammy comes second. What a drive from her. And Sophie is going to be having her head in her hands, and it will go down, I'm pretty sure now, to the final race of the season. So I have to have confirmation that obviously I'll have to get the pen and paper out. But Esther there in 4th, Anna in 5th, and there is Zoe, who's going to cross the line in 6th. Well done to Zoe, and Sebastian as well on a debut here in the AWRC. So well done, congratulations to her. Now the battle for 8th place as well. There we go. Hannah finishes in 8th. She'll be very happy with that. She's not been very well at all, but she's going to cross the line in 8th place. Then we have Fiona, who's going to come through And there's a very frustrated someone in the chat there. Fiona, it comes through in 9th. And then we're just going to see coming through now, Froxy Racing on the final corner. And great to have her. She's done a 29.8. She has got as low as a 29.5. So well done to her as she crosses the line also. So there goes Froxy Racing. But it's Martine who is our winner this evening. Congratulations to her, Jesse. What a super drive there from those drivers. But wow, what happened to Soph?
My goodness. Well, the good news on the good side, the top 5 were all only 12 seconds apart, so that's excellent tight racing. The problem is that Sophie just went careening off the track for whatever reason. I don't know. We may need to turn down the volume of her mic when we interview her here shortly, because she might be throwing chairs, and it just could be ugly.
Oh, I wouldn't blame her. I wouldn't blame her. So there we go. So Martine takes the win with a very consistent race, actually, but Mammy was on it at the end there, just under half a second in second place. Sophie in third, but with the fastest lap. So I'm just trying. I'll have to work that out. I do apologise. I haven't got anything with me at the moment, but we'll go after the end of this race and check it out. But Esther there in 4th after the dropping all the way back to, I think it was 7th or 8th, but managed to come back. Animaniac with a mistake in the chicane in 5th. Zoe in 6th. Sebestie in 7th. Hannah in 8th. We have Fee in 9th and Froxy in 10th place. That was a brilliant race. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit those notification buttons. We really do appreciate that. Thank you very much, everyone. And thank you to all our members who have joined us here at CC Sim. You can be a member if you go into the YouTube page. There is a button on the right hand side. It says join before you click any of the races. So go and check that out. Only 99p of your funded money. That would help to really help the equipment, and also prizes for everyone here at CC Sim Racing. So let's have a quick chat with our drivers, and I don't know why that did that. That's very strange. If we can stretch that over, there we go. Obviously it says Aston Martin Super League. I do apologise, but it's got AWRC at the bottom. Don't blame me. Blame the technicians. So there we go. So let's have a quick chat with some of our drivers. Hopefully we do have 3rd place in here. No, we don't, unfortunately, but we do have 2nd place, which is Mammy. Mammy, what a drive, because that was very aggressive at the start, and I think everyone was a little bit tiptoey, but then it started a bit shovey, but then obviously everyone got settled down, and you put a great lap in of a 125 there. How do you feel about that end of that race, because you nearly won it?
Yes. I was like, okay, everybody in front of me has spun out. Martin, please. But, no, not really. But it was an awesome race. It was an awesome race. I mean, when I looked again, I was 2 seconds behind Martin, and then it was switched to the oh my goodness.
Oh, I've never seen someone so happy.
No, I just need to thank my team. They've been on it, Mommy. When are we practicing? So thanks to TNR and Maz. They're awesome.
Oh, you're very welcome. Well done. And I'm pretty sure that everyone there was all the messages coming through now. Mammy is all your team. But congratulations, well done. Did a super job there, and
Yes.
And really enjoyed the racing. Well done. Congratulations.
And congrats to Martin and Sophie.
Yeah, I will to add that on right now, because we do have Martine in the chat. And Martine, wow, that was. I bet you couldn't believe it when you saw Sophie just backing up back onto the track there. That was absolute shocking, but you got the win, and it's exactly what you needed as you go into the final round of the championship.
Yeah. Good night, everybody. Yeah, that was unexpected, you know. I was trying to keep my pace from Mammy, because I didn't want to catch Sophie, because it doesn't matter, but it was shocking, and I stay control to win this race. It's good for the chances, of course. Congrats to Mammy and Sophie. Unlucky for Sophie, but I think she will be the champ anyway.
Yeah, she was absolutely fantastic, wasn't she, this evening? And that consistency is key, but obviously just at the end there, did not happen at all. It's a bit of frustration, so hopefully we'll find out what was wrong at the end there, which is very, very, very strange. And I'm just going to check if there's anything in the chat that's come up.
She said she fell asleep at the wheel. Oops, I don't know what that means.
I don't know if that, is that literally, or we just don't know?
I don't know. Either way is bad.
Well, if you do fall asleep, don't do that at home. Oh, and don't do it in general, because that could
she
really
can do
cost
it
your
too.
life. Okay, so just
Next
we're just
week.
gonna, yeah, that's some road safety from me tonight, so that'll help everyone. But Martin, well done, congratulations, and what a super drive that was. Well done, brilliant stuff.
Okay, thank you guys. Take my friends into my team. Thank you so much.
Well, there we go, Jesse. There's the two ladies there. We have Mammy and we had Martine, second and first, respectively. So it goes down to the wire, I think. Hopefully, depending on what happens, it might be confirmed that Sophie's won it, but I have to have a look at that after the race. So, but great stuff from everybody. And,
it was very kind of Sophie to make sure that the championship race continued for one more race.
Yeah, is that what happened? We're gonna have to find out, aren't we? But that was, yeah, it was brilliant. Anyway, nevertheless, it was absolutely fantastic. So here we go. We're gonna get the next race up and running. So if you can stay tuned, we'll be back and get the next race up, which is the Aston Martin Super League round 7 of the conference. Welcome back, everybody, to the next race of the evening. I'm just going to change my car so it looks like we're actually doing our job properly. There we go. And we are here for the Aston Martin Super League Round 7 at Brands Hatch. And obviously this is the rescheduled race from last week, so obviously next week they've got another race. So, yeah, just quickly straight into the final. No pressure. But lots of practice here, Jesse, for these guys. And this is going to go down to the wire, I reckon.
Yeah. This car actually, I did some practice. I ended up not making my race last week because of other situations, but I did a lot of practice on this because I thought I was going to be able to race. And this car actually does really well on this track, surprisingly. It's a lot of the corners. I don't know what it is about the timing or the speed of the car or what it is, but it just felt really simple to hit some of these corners. I don't know. It seemed to handle really well.
Yeah, totally agree, mate. Yeah, and I will vouch for that. It just seems to, when you get the brake in and you get the turning right, you get the gear right, it seems to drive very, very nicely indeed. So drivers are coming into the room as we speak, so that's fantastic. We should have a full lobby. But there is a couple of guys coming in, and obviously we have got a big race on Wednesday, which I will show you in a moment. But and that's the Mighty Minis fully endorsed championship. The esports. We had the real guys out at Donington this weekend with me on commentary, and it was an absolutely fantastic weekend racing. But we have the Wednesday night as well, which is going to be a soaking wet track at Tsukuba, so you want to make sure you are in for that. So here we go. Let's take a look at the conference table. If I just click this button here, hopefully we've got the right one. Yes, we have. Fantastic. And it's Danzo who is leading this championship after a substantial amount of podiums for the last 4 races, being last week. But great stuff from him, and he is on 146. Followed him by Watsy, unfortunately, as we said, is not racing until next year. Hopefully we'll have him back, but there he is on 121. Then we have Douglas on 119. Then we have Spider there in 4th place, also there 118. Then we have Mammy, who's on 110, so looking to climb the ladder. There is Nemco Patrick, who's had a very good season, mind, this time round, and there with 104. 105. Just pipping his best mate there on 104 with Richard Peel 90. Then we have Rollogram, which is Sebesi from the previous AWRC race, 86. And then we have Stickman there on 80, followed by Isa, who won at Bathurst, actually, to be fair, and did an absolutely fantastic race. So he's looking for another good run today. And there he is with 3 points. Followed by D-Man, who unfortunately just keeps cutting out. The power down at South Africa is not that great, and hopefully will be there today. But apparently he's heavy glitching, so I will have to remove him if he's doing so.
It was,
he's on 29.
I checked it. Yeah, I checked it, and it wasn't awful. I think it might have just been a moment or something.
Okay, I think it's because they're in South Africa and South Africa, and maybe we're seeing what we're not seeing. Hopefully that will be okay. But there is Zoe on 14, and just at the bottom there, I think, I'm trying to see who that is Rista, who started last week. Unfortunately can't make today, so we do have a full grid, which is fantastic. We do have the big 13, not the 14, but if we could just give D-Man a message just to say not to qualify, because if he's heavy, if he is glitching, and I don't know what Zoe's decided to drive in, because that looks like a McGann trophy. So I'm pretty sure she can't drive that, Jesse.
Yeah, I think D-Man's probably fine. He seems to be relatively smooth. I'm wondering if maybe somebody is seeing him from somewhere else, and maybe it doesn't look as good. Would be my guess.
Yeah, totally agree, mate. I don't know which championship Zoe thinks she's in, but it's definitely not the Aston Martin Super League. I can assure you of that. So hopefully she'll change that car before we start this race. Maybe she's gone, oh, maybe I am in the wrong car. I don't know. Oh, she looks like she's changing. Here we go. Yep, there it is. So new livery. They all look the same, I guess. But great to see that. So there is Danzo out on track at the moment. Looks like he's very quick round here, doesn't he? And he's doing a super job. And I say that, commentator's curse, he's going to crash in the wall. You know what? That's a very similar incident to what happened at Donington with a BMW in qualifying, which was very painful to watch because it's one of my favourite liveries, and I nearly cried. There is Chris Douglas out in second place for Team Dumbbells. There is Stickman as well. Looking forward to seeing how he drives today. Going for an American look today. That's very interestingly not British. There is Isa there, the Australian. He's up, I think it's like 3 o'clock in the morning there, but he's eager to race at CC, and it's great to see him. Let's see what he can do tonight. So there's D-Man out on track. Hopefully he has seen your message there, Jesse, but actually he doesn't look too bad. It looks nice and smooth, so we'll keep him there. Don't worry about it. So there is Sebesi.
I'll tell him to qualify.
Yeah, nice one, mate. There is Sebesi out on track after previous race as well in the AWRC. There's Zoe, also racing the AWRC. There is AJ from Virtual Game Coins. So great to see him there. All Games Coins. And that's Andrew, who is running his livery today. So great to see him on track for the first time in this Aston Martin race. And there is Nevin. So Nevin literally knows his track off by heart, and we'll see what he can do today. There is Mammy as well, just we saw previously racing. Ravy Davies sitting in the pits. He looks very calm and casual. He don't want to show anybody what he's up to.
That's right.
So let's get this one underway, I think, here, Jesse, because all the cars are ready.
Yeah, Ravy Davies probably going to be our person that says, oh, I only practiced about 15 minutes before this race, and then he sits in the pits, and then he goes out and podiums.
I like that Sir Mags has just put Craig coming through early with the commentator power. Oosh. Yeah, definitely. I wish I could chuck you some power. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Maybe I can sort of, wiggle my fingers. I don't know. Whatever. If anything can work, you never know. There's lots of chat going on between Hyper there saying about Dougie and Mammy and Richard. So yeah, exactly. Richard Pugh's another one. Got to keep an eye on him because Mr. Consistency so far as the drivers go out here, Jesse. So I think Danzo's going to lead the pack. Yeah, of course he is. He wants to get out straight away and make sure he gets that done. So off he goes. Drivers are now coming out as well. So Bessie, Spider, Douglas, all coming out now, excuse me.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed watching Eric run in this series so far. I feel like he's developed some really good consistency over the course of the season. And he obviously drives the real thing as well, but as much as we'd like to think it's the same, it's not exactly the same. So it's a little different technique, and he seems to be managing it quite well now that he's had some practice.
Yeah, definitely, and that's a great shout as well. It's very tough, and he had an engine fail over the weekend, so yeah, it didn't go down well at all for Nevin. So the championship goes down to the wire with his brother at Castle Combe in 2 weeks' time, which I can't wait to do. So that is going to make it very, very interesting indeed. There is D-Man, who's out there on track, and he's going to make his way round. Also Zoe there just behind him. So maybe Zoe might want to back out of that and just give herself a bit more space so she can get a good run into this qualifier, because she doesn't want to get too close to some of the drivers, usually at the back of this pack, so you might hinder her a little bit, but we'll see. There's Ravy Davey, he's coming around the final few corners. Through Sterling's he goes. He's going to go under the bridge now and start his lap as Danzo goes through as well. There's Stickman, and there's Nevin. Has Nevin had contact? No, he's just backing out. That's good thinking, actually. And also, Isa might think the same, or is he going to try and go past him? Because you don't really want to be starting your lap. And again, it's just about thinking about that lap. You've got to think about that lap. And obviously, Nevin backed off, and now they're going to be racing each other as they go over the line for qualifying, which is crazy. So Danzo is there. I'm just not going to watch that. That could end up in tears. So Danzo is coming through. There's Richard Pugh. So did Danzo make a mistake? Because Richard Pugh was miles behind, and he's not that far now as they go through qualifying here, Jesse.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of space on this track. I'm not sure why they're not using it, but we'll just leave it at that.
I'm literally closing my eyes because I can see on the map that there's two cars really close together, and I'm hoping it's not going to end in tears. And one is in tears. Yeah, I see one's gone off the track. Is Isa? Oh, mate, he's off. And that was literally all to do with just getting that qualifying, just making sure you were ready to go and pounce, but just a little bit too early from Isa. And obviously you can see Nevin was waiting to start his qualifying lap, and that's really hurt Isa. But anything can happen in this race. We've seen so many times as Danzo crosses the line, goes pole. Richard goes through in second with 31, so 30 is the time to beat. Here comes AJ. What can he do in his debut racing the Aston Martins, and crosses the line? Where does he go? Goes into third place. D-Man is coming across the line now. Looked like he was in the grass actually, but he's going to cross the line. Zoe just behind as well. Across the line, he stays in fourth. Zoe goes into fourth, so Zoe pips a spot there. Here comes Ravy Davey. What does he do? He crosses the line and goes into fourth place, so he jumps again. Stickman into second. Stickman into second, only 2 tenths off the leader. Nevin Kirkpatrick comes through, goes into fourth place. So here is Isa. There's a couple of drivers just in front of them. I'm trying to pick them up. There goes Mammy. She goes into fifth place, so well done to her. Now, I'm missing a couple of drivers. I might need a bit of help here, Jesse. It's Sebesi who goes through, and Sebesi goes up, and Spider goes into second. And I think Sebesi's in about ninth. So, yes, she is. There she goes, and they all take to the sand. You might as well get used to it, people, because it's coming through.
Douglas is coming through. He's still there, coming through the last corner right now.
So Douglas is, I think he's about sort of 13th place somewhere. Oh, help me, Lord. There he is. There is Douglas, and he crosses the line and goes into sixth. Well done to Douglas. Good lap there. Well done. So everyone's just decided to play in the sand or the gravel for a little while before we actually get to really play in the sand into turn one. So Richard's just saying, look, I'm going to be right that close to you in this race. That's how close
we had a lot of mistakes in that qualifying. I'll just say that we have the top. What is it here? The top 7 are all within 7/10 of a second. We're like, wow, that's amazing. And then we look at the rest of the field, and they are like 3, 4, 5 seconds behind. So there was a whole bunch of people who got in the kitty litter, who went wide, who got too close to cars, and made a mess of their qualifying. So. We'll see how they do. We could see anything out of those people, honestly. We don't know what their fastest lap is because they weren't even close to it in that case.
Yeah, definitely. I think you need to have a look at Stickman's car, Jesse. Have you seen it?
What's up?
Go and have a look at Stickman's car. I think you might like it.
Oh, it's very nice. Oh, it looks good. He's just kissing up to the announcer is what's happening here.
Definitely. So all the cars are parked up as we do. We must do a new rule for next year. Obviously, we don't mind what happens here at the minute because obviously they're just settling down. But we'll get the cars to go round next year and park up into the pits because it looks a bit tidier. But AJ's coming through. He's just warming up the tyres. Hopefully he won't do another lap. I think he's off the pace anyway, or is he? He needs to slow
Yes, he
down.
is.
Is he gonna? Yeah, he's off the pace, so that's fine. So he shouldn't make any difference on his time and anybody else's. So that's good. So he's just coming around now, and AJ is there as the timer finishes. So let's have a look at those race results for qualifying. So Danzo takes pole position, Spider in second. That's so close, it's ridiculous. Stigman there in third. There is Richard in fourth. Nevin in fifth. Douglas in sixth. Mammy there in seventh. AJ in eighth. Ravy Davy in ninth. Sylvester in 10th. Zoe in 11th. D-Man in 12th. And Isa at the back. So watch out for Isa from the back of the grid, because that is going to change everything in this race. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Jesse, are you ready for this one?
I'm absolutely ready. I was born ready.
Super. So here we go. It's the round 7 race rescheduled of the Aston Martin Super League Conference Division with Craig Cook and Jesse Linquela. So here we are at Brands Hatch. Lights are not on as yet, but Danzo on pole, Spider in second, Stickman in third, Richard in fourth, and Ayrton there in fifth place. What is going to happen at the start of this race? Flashing lights already. Oh, there's a roller at the back, and that's D-Man, so he will get a penalty, and that is great. Oh, and also there's a marker at the back, and I'm not too sure who that was at the back there. Was that Sebesti? I think Sebesti was dropped as well, and Danzo goes into the lead.
Didn't start.
Oh, she didn't start at all, so maybe she just stalled and needed to turn the key. Oh, and Spider's off the track. There's a bit of contact there, and Nevin's gone into third place. There is Mammy looking down the inside of Spider. Very nicely done by everybody. I must admit, that was very, very impressive. Everyone's through turn 1 and through turn 2. Are we going to make it turn 3? Richard Pugh goes for a dive down the inside and takes out a few people, and I think that's Mammy Khan off the track. She is there, but I think Richard Pugh had contact with someone there, Jesse. I'm not too sure who that was. I have saved it, and he's gone wide again. Who's that? Is that Spider? Spider at the back there, so I think it might have been Spider. There he is in 11th place, and he's now with Richard Pugh. Jesse.
Great driving by Demon there on that first little section, because man, he was at 8th, and then all of a sudden in that little exchange, he managed to squeeze through some spaces and get into 4th. So I mean, he's got a chance to, get up there on that podium if he runs well. Yeah,
very, very lucky there. Never Kirkpatrick going a little bit wide as he went through Westfields, managed to hold it, but great start there, as you said, from Ravy Davy, now in 4th place with Douglas there as well. But watch out for Isa. He started from the back of the grid, now into 6th place. So he's a man on the move as well. So keep an eye out for Ravy Davy and Isa Benjo. There is Mammy there in 7th. There's AJ in 8th as they come round the Clark Gurr for the first time and back down the Brabham Straight, and it's AJ there in 8th, Zoe in 9th, Sebesti there in 10th. So good racing from the 2 ladies at the back of this pack at the moment. But looks like Sebesti having a look down the inside. There's a man off the track, and it's Danzo, the leader of the race, has gone off the track and dropped all the way down to 6th and wide, he says, and that is Isa Benjo through as well. So Isa Ben is through as well, so it is Diablos. Sorry, I do apologise, but we'll just call him Benjo because that's how I know him. There he is, and he goes through. Mammy goes a little bit wide there in his contact again, and Danzo's off again. Goodness me. There is D-Man, and we should see, there's Danzo. Oh, and he's had contact with D-Man. Oh, that's not the start you wanted, was it? So contact again with D-Man, and he's got suspension damage on the right-hand side, so it's all kicked off. I don't know which button I'm pressing tonight, mate. I really don't. I don't know where to look. So there he is, Stickman in the lead. It's Nevin Kirkpatrick in 2nd, Ravy Davy in 3rd. There's Douglas in 4th, with Isa now in 5th. Now he's having a good race as well there in 6th place. So everyone's settled down. AJ there in 7th. And there is Sebesti as well. Great stuff from her. Richard Pugh and Spider have got it all to do. And we know that Spider's got a quick car underneath him. So let's see what he can do for the rest of this race. Plenty of time, as we know. 20 minutes. Oh, and there's a yellow flag out as well. Flag. Who's that? So we've got a car off the track.
Ayrton.
Oh, and then Kirkpatrick's off the track, and Sebesti just went, I'm having that, and I'm going to take you out as well at the same time. So down to the back of the pack he goes as well. So that puts him down into 10th. Now, I want to have a look at the start of this race, because I want to have a look where, I think it was 6th place. I think it was Richard Pugh. Yeah, contact there with Spider. So he slows down. And there's also contact with Mammy, and he backs out of that one and gives Spider the position. So very, very interesting start to this race. Wow.
These guys are really struggling with that first corner, and it's probably the toughest corner on this track because you feel like you want to turn in, but you got to turn in at just the right time, and then you get down to the bottom of the hill and you're playing chicken with the side. Oh, we got somebody off again. Who is that?
Oh, two cars off in the background. My goodness me, what is going on today? It's
Rollergrad.
So let's see if we can have a look at that. So we're looking at about, I don't know, maybe sort of here somewhere. Let's have a look. So there
Ayrton
is
and Rollergrad.
Oh, there's Roller. Yeah, she spun round and did. Oh, yeah, same thing. Oh, goodness me. Nevin slammed into the wall. So damage for both cars there. Looks like Silvestri got away with that, actually. So no damage for her. So there is Stickman, and he's got a 2.6 second lead. He's absolutely flying. Apparently it's your fault today, Jess, so I'm really pleased with that.
Absolutely. I'm watching too. AJ's now in 6th. I mean, he's struggled over his first few races. Obviously just getting started, but he's running really well this race.
Yeah, as we see Richard Pugh going down the inside. Has he got that done? Great respect from the two drivers side by side. We're going to go off the camera here and look at Spider, who's had a great corner exit as well. The Spider there in 8th. He's looking down the inside, is he? No, that's Richard Pugh. He goes to the inside. Doesn't quite work, but to tell you what, if he thinks about it, he's going to get it done. Oh, they both go wide. And AJ just sort of went
same corner,
exit left, and exit stage left there, didn't he? That was crazy. So watching the replay now, AJ goes into the corner, brakes, overshoots, but also so does Richard, and he literally follows him on. So there's no love lost between those two, but that's helped Spider to jump up into 6th place here, Jesse.
Yeah, and Icer right now is on a purple lap. We talked about it. Some of those racers in the back that had a bad qualifying, they may have the opportunity to get up there and push for the front. And it looks like Icer is going to be the one to do it.
I'll tell you what, I want to know what Stickman had for breakfast, because he's absolutely flying today. He's really putting the effort in, and he's absolutely on it, isn't he? 2 seconds in the lead. Ravy Davy is slowly closing him down. And Sir Max again blames you again, Jesse. But coming through Sterling's now, and that little bit of an exit wrong there. But again, Ravy Davy made a mistake as well. So they're really suffering, aren't they? And again, Iso is trying to put the hammer down, and he makes a mistake. And that's going to give Mammy the opportunity to close in as he goes on the brakes into the final corner. And again, he's going to drift out slightly wide, so he's going to have to back off a little bit. And that is giving Mammy the opportunity. And let's go on board with Mammy and have a lap with her. And let's see what she can see, Jesse, because this is brilliant racing at the moment from the top 5.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like they're starting to get in a bit of a rhythm. They look good on that first corner this time around, but those front 5 are doing really well, and then Spider's kind of leading the second pack right now. Spider's actually done really well. He flew way back there at the start, down to I think like 11th, but right now he's sitting in 6th, right in the mid pack.
Yeah, after the contact with Richard Pugh, both of them two following each other and closing up, as we see a mistake there from Icer. That could cost him into the corner, and it has. He's overshot Sterling's, and he's managed to get it back together. And in the pressure now is Icer with Mammy behind.
Yeah, and Stickman his lead's under a second now. He was way out, 2.5 seconds ahead, so Demon's doing some good work behind him.
Yes, indeed. Again, Icer taking a very wide line, but we're going to have a look at the battle up front, because let's go on board with Stickman, because you know we don't usually see him in this position, but I'll tell you what, fair play to him. He is absolutely on it today, isn't he? So we're going on the outside of the roof cam. And that's what he can see. So that 2-second deficit down to nearly half a second.
Wow,
and, yeah, Jesse, good shout there, mate. Yeah, mistake from Ravy Davy. And again, consistency is key. We've seen a very tough track to overtake here, Jesse, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just really have to. The best thing to do is just put pressure on the guy in front of you. Stay as close as you can where you're comfortable, and make sure he sees a mirror full of you, and just keeps thinking about, what if I make a mistake here? I mean, that's really what you want to happen on this track, because it is tough to get by.
Oh, he's had a good exit off that corner, and now Stickman has to go defensive, hasn't he? And round the outside, this is going to be a very good move if he can just hold it. He can't hold it, and Stickman manages to defend it. And again, round the outside again from Ravy David. Again, it's just about keeping calm now, keeping casual. And again, exit off the corner from Stickman was wide, and now Ravy David goes for the lead of this race, still touching side by side, and he goes through, or does he? Because Stickman's going for a wide line, goes for the cutback, shuts the door on Douglas, and there's contact between the two drivers, and I think Douglas might just nestle down. He does back out of that one and gives Stickman the place back. So let's come on board with Douglas here, because he's having a cracking race.
Yeah, he's right in there, and this is what we're talking about. Get right up on their bumper. Oh man, and Stickman's struggling with dirty tires right now. You can see him sliding down on the corners.
Yeah, that pressure was feeling, wasn't it? And he was getting closer and closer and closer. And Ravy Davies now got the opportunity to pull away because Douglas is trying to find a way through. Penalty for who, Jess?
Stickman.
So Stickman hasn't come up on my screen, unfortunately, but Stickman with a penalty, and I thought so. He cut that corner really harsh as he went through Westfields, and that was a little bit too much of the curve. So he is going to take his penalty, and bye-bye, says Douglas. And now it's concentrate as much as I can now on the vision of winning against Ravy Davey, who has now got a second lead from Douglas. But good battling, and now Stickman can really just see where he's going wrong now, can't he? If he can just stay with the group up front.
Well, Stickman's having problems. I'm not sure what happened, but he's dropped down to 5th. He's got some issues.
Yeah, it looks like he's got throttle issues, and the brake came on very suddenly as well. So not too sure what happened there, but he has dropped back, which is not what he wanted. And if he's got a G29 like I have, he's probably got a bit of dog hair in it or something like I had. Nightmare.
Richard Pugh with a penalty as well.
Back to the leaders, and again, it's a fantastic race at the moment because you see Ravy Davey holding the lead, Douglas there in second. But I'll tell you what, if ISA wins this race, what a drive from that man, sitting there in third. Looking very good indeed. 10 minutes to go this race. Anything can happen as Stickman goes down the inside and uses all the grass and a little bit more and goes past Mammy Khan for a position. So I don't know what happened there between the two of them. Now, has Mammy got damage? No, she hasn't. She seems okay. So just made a bit of a meal of Surtees, which is a very difficult corner. As we look at Douglas is all over the back of Ravy Davey. Let's go on board Ravy Davey because that's a good position to watch it from. And as you can see, the top 5 all together now.
Oh, and another penalty for Stickman. He's struggling somehow. I don't know if there's a equipment issue or what, but something's gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, he was doing very, very well indeed, but still there in the top 5. So he's 4th at the moment. We might see Mammy go past very quickly. Tell you what, the groups are starting to close in, aren't they? He's definitely having problems because he's now side by side, and I think Mammy might get that position off Stickman. Just see it in the back of your shot there. Let's go to 3rd place, and Mammy having a look down the inside again, wide from Stickman, and Isa's off the track. Isa comes off the track, and Stickman's going down the inside, gets that pass done, and is Mammy also going to go through? She looks at it. Isa's having a look as well, and into the contact with Mammy, but she manages to hold it, and Isa did very, very well to hold the car, but he's gone wide, and dirty tyres again, and Stickman's off the track. And I'll tell you what, these tyres are struggling on the dirt, aren't they?
And Spider, here comes Spider. We talked about how fast he's going, and he's right in that fight now. It's 3rd through 6th is all right together, and even 7th. Here comes Richard Pugh. It's like a posse just coming up behind him. One little mistake, and suddenly we got a race on our hands here in the mid-pack.
I'll tell you what, you've got to think about where Danzo is, because he's in 8th place. He's on the back of this group, Jesse. He's right in the back there. You just see him in shot now. There's the roof of his car. He's the car at the back of this grid. Danzo leading the championship, and what a fantastic start from him. Obviously, he had a fantastic start, should I say, and then obviously had that incident at the second lap, and now in 8th place. Now he's chasing down to try and get a podium with that damaged car, so great stuff from him. Isa's still in 5th, Stickman in 4th, Mammy also there. There is Spider in 6th, so Spider looking for a podium. He's been practicing for the last 2 weeks, yes, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks should I say. But he's there, or thereabouts. So let's see what happens. Ravy Davey in the lead. Now 2 seconds. So Douglas has made a mistake here, Jesse, somewhere.
Yeah, it looks like it. But, man, that battle in the mid-pack is crazy. Yeah. I think Spider's actually being held back right now by Iser because I think he's one of the fastest ones on the track right now.
Yeah, I think Stickman's on pad because he flashed his lights as he came through the corner. Now, was that a wheel or was that a pad? I'm not too sure. He's not flashing his lights through the corner, so maybe he's just trying to wind Mammy up, which is it scares people, you know. But Mammy's still there on podium again. If she gets another podium today, she is going to be one happy lady. As we see Isa go wide again on that corner, and that's going to give opportunity for Spider to have a chance to grab that 5th place. Let's go on board with Isa. There is Spider. There is a move from Danzo on Richard Pugh for that 7th place. Now, is he going to make sure he goes through the inside? Richard Pugh gives him the room, maybe too much room, because he's off on the grass into the gravel, and he's going round. Oh, that's such a shame from Richard Pugh.
So it was bound to happen. There was some tight racing going on. Somebody was going to have to lose it.
Oh, and again, you can see Spider is looking very, very racy indeed as Isa makes a mistake, and Spider was looking down the inside of Dingledale for better of it. But again, watch out for Danton. He's doing a fantastic drive here in 7th place, and he's really putting pressure on Spider here, Jesse.
Yeah, trying to get his nose in there. Be careful, boys. Be careful.
Side by side, and Danzo goes through into 6th place. This is a brilliant drive from him. He's got damaged front suspension on the driver's side and goes into 6th place and looking at podium at the moment. So this is brilliant stuff. Oh, 2 drivers off. Oh, contact with Spider as well, and Danzo now sees himself in 4th. So let's have a look what happened there. Stickman there in the 4th place.
Was that a follow off the track kind of thing?
Into the braking zone. Oh, they both did the same thing. They both did the same thing. Unbelievable. Contact. Oh, Danzo, I'll tell you what, he's been so unlucky today. Absolutely shocking. He's now got even more damage. He's got front aero, he's got suspension front left, front right, and he's got aero front, aero rear, and he's in 5th place. Unbelievable. Give this guy a medal.
He's keeping it sporting for everyone else, that's all.
He is indeed. Literally. So Max says around the world, indeed. So
yeah, interesting enough, we've had a lot of incidents in this race, but I feel like it's actually been a pretty well raced race. I don't feel like there's any bad moves that have been made or anything like that. I think it's just unfortunate incidents, but overall I feel like it's been a really good race in that regard.
Yeah, it has indeed. There's a lot of giggles and a lot of laughs. It's just unbelievable. The overshoot on turn 1 is absolutely appalling today. They've had 3 weeks of this track, mate. You know, so here we go. Hard on the brakes again, and we go again. Ravy Davey also going very wide. It must be very, very dirty down there. I don't know what race was on before. Maybe it was a bunch of Alfa Romeos. I'm not too sure, but oil slicks galore at turn 1 at the paddock. Ravy Davies still holding that lead. He hasn't quite been able to get on the back of him yet, as Douglas, has he? He's been there or thereabouts, but hasn't quite had the pace to give that opportunity to take that lead off him. As we say that again, Ravy Davies goes wide, and the commentator's curse kicks in, and they're side by side. And Ravy Davies trying to get that inside line, and he manages to hold it. And now Douglas is in a great position to overtake as he goes into the slipstream. Now, is he going to make a move down here? He's probably better off just putting him under pressure because he's seen him make the mistake now here, Jesse. And that is going to... Oh, he's on the brakes as well. So here we go. Is Douglas going to have a look down the inside of Westfields? He is. Into the braking zone. And Douglas goes into the lead of this race. And side by side. And that's great respect from the 2 drivers as Ravy Davies goes round the outside at Dingledale. Oh, my goodness me. What a drive. That was superb. Well done to Douglas. He gave us respect where respect was due. Brilliant drive. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. He could have pushed through that and maybe banged him a little. And he went ahead and eased up and let him through. And that was the wise move.
Replay save. There's another driver off at the back there. Now, who is that? Is it Spider or Danzo? I think it is going to be... Oh, no, who is that off? I'm not too sure who that is off. I can't see any changes of position there, Jesse. I don't know if you can see who that was.
It was Spider.
It was
He
Spider.
got off and he's lost some pace on the track, but he didn't lose a position.
There we go. So, Mammy, I'll tell you what, Mammy's closing in. 2.5 minutes to go. She's only 4 seconds off the leaders. While these 2 are battling, Mammy's sneaking up. I tell you, we'll be very mindful of where Mammy is as we see the battle in the background. Still pushing on is all the drivers. But there's Ravy Davies, mate, goes very wide again. Now I'm going to take a look at that replay of that class bit of driving from both of these 2 through Dingledale, and it's a very tough place to overtake, and he's managed to do it. But again, kudos to Douglas there through Dingledale. Great stuff, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm watching back too. Seems like AJ's finally settled down as well. He's going to be really happy if he can nail it Yeah, top 10 finish here. That'd be all right for him.
I can't believe Danzo's got the fastest lap. So Danzo's got the fastest lap with a 1:30.5. I'm hoping he's done that on lap 2 or 1, because if he's done it like with these suspensions, crazy.
7 laps to go.
Thanks for letting me know, because I was not watching at all. So Ravy David there in first. There is Douglas in second. Mammy there in third. And again, just taking a bit of the gravel there was Douglas. Here's Danzo in fourth. Spider still holding fifth at the moment. Has aero front damage. So this could be beneficial for... I say that about ISO. He's also got aero damage, and he's also got front suspension damage. Stickman seems like he's got the same, but to the rear of the car. Richard Pugh looks very clean indeed, so he might have an opportunity to grab a couple of drivers here for the rundown of this final lap, which is now. So here we go. Ravy Davey holding the lead. There is Douglas in second. I'll tell you what, Mammy's done a good job to get away from all these drivers. I've had a good race in AWRC. Another third place here as we see Ravy Davey go very, very wide. Now, he could get a penalty there. So as he goes into left hand, he's going to be very, very dirty on the tyres. Gets the exit. Well, he done a very good job there, didn't he, off the exit of Surtees. And now here comes Ravy Davey and Douglas. So who is going to take this win? They are coming up to a back marker, which is not what you want. A very, very slow back marker indeed. So not what you want on the final lap. Here we go. Ravy Davey versus Douglas for the win. Half a second now. 20 seconds to go. This should be the last lap. So into the final hard braking zone. He's managed to get it done, but he's clawed him in as Douglas. Is he going to have a look down the inside? He could just settle down and just try. He is looking down the inside. Hard on the brakes. He could have waited there, just gone a little bit wider and got the exit speed and got the drag up to the line, but it's not going to work for him. And Ravy Davey, oh, he's on the grass. He's celebrating too early, and Ravy Davey takes the win from Douglas. It's going to be Mammy in third. She's going to be very pleased. She crosses the line, goes into third. And I tell you what, Danzo, take a bow, mate. That's why you're leading this championship, and I think that's the championship sewn up. So congratulations to Danzo, who wins the Aston Martin Conference Championship. He will get promotion. And Spider in fifth. It's going to be Isa in sixth, with Stickman in seventh, who was having a great run. Richard Pugh goes through in eighth. Here comes AJ, who did a very good job of staying with these guys at the start of this race, but AJ's going to come through, and he is going to cross the line in ninth place. So well done to AJ there. So Bessie and Zoe having a good battle at the back. And here comes Sebessi, and she crosses the line in 10th. Zoe in 11th. And it's going to be Nevin in 12th place. Has some serious damage. I'm pretty sure he would have come into the pits, but he'd be very, very frustrated. Knows this track very well. But crashed around a little bit today. Fortunately, didn't quite work out for him. So he's going to cross the line now in 12th. D-Man will be cruising his way round. Let's take a look at D-Man. There he is. Got a bit of aero damage on the brakes. Going round final few corners. Danzo is already in the chat, and he's absolutely devastated with this race, but he still finished fourth and still wins that championship. Hopefully we can get him in the chat. So I don't know if someone can jump down and just ask him to come into the chat, because it would be good to talk to him, obviously winning the championship very early on. So across the line does Ravy Davey and D-Man, and it's going to be Ravy Davey who takes that win. Great stuff from the drivers tonight. A great event again in the Aston Martin Super League Conference Division. So be very interested to see who goes into the playoff after this. So let's take a look at those race results, Jesse. And it's Ravy Davey takes the win. It's going to be Douglas in second, Mammy in third, Danzo in fourth and gets that fastest lap, Spider in fifth, Isa in sixth, Stickman seventh, Richard Pugh in eighth, AJ in ninth, Sebessi in 10th, Zoe in 11th, Nevin in 12th, and D-Man will take out that 13th place.
Yeah, that was the situation we talked about it, where some of those guys in the back pack, we were wondering if maybe they were fast and we just didn't know it. And lo and behold, the winner comes from 9th place to 1st. We had Iser in there as well, doing extremely well and picking through the field. So kudos to those guys to pick that way through. There was a lot of incidents that happened, or just people sliding off the racetrack, and they took advantage of it.
It was absolutely crazy, wasn't it? And just going to say that so Andrew's actually just gone into the room and said, was everyone on softs? And then Sir Mag said, yeah, comfort softs. Mags, stop it. Tell him he was supposed to be on softs, because he'll be worrying about it now. But great stuff from everybody. Really good racing and action-packed as always. But let's have a chat with our drivers, and hopefully we can get Danzo into the chat, because it'd be really good to have him. So let's take a look who we have, and it looks like Mami is in there. So Mami, congratulations again there. That was another great result for you, but it's very argy-bargy at the start of the race, but you managed to get away and comfortably take that 3rd place. Well done.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad we postponed last week, because I was definitely not ready for this race. No, but well done to everyone. Every time I come to turn 1, I'm like going, just go slow. You don't need to gravel, just go slow. You'll have time to make up again. So yeah, I'm happy. 2 podiums in one night.
Yeah.
Well done to me.
Yeah, well done to you indeed. Congratulations, Mami. That's some more points on the board, and obviously closed up that gap with Spider as well, which makes it always interesting. So well done. Congratulations.
Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome. We haven't got Douglas in, which is a real shame, but we will take a little chat with our leader of that race, and that race winner, which was Ravy Davey. And Dave, mate, that was a sensational drive from you, but nearly lost it in a few moments, but it was a cracking race all the same.
That was a tough one again. I'm just wondering whether or not there's going to be a steward's inquiry, because I might owe Doug a little apology for that, because I'd taken it a bit wide and I wasn't sure if I could just get back on the track without causing him any issues. So yeah, I'm happy with that, but just as long as I've won it legitimately and I haven't penalised another driver along the way, I'm good.
Oh, well, there you go. That's real honesty for you there, Jesse, isn't it? We don't usually say that honesty, but that was a really, really nice gesture from Dave. But you know, we won't tell anyone now. But it was live, so we have actually told everyone. So unfortunately, but yeah, I mean, Jesse, I mean, you watched the race. I mean, it was great to see Ray Davey up there and Douglas battling, wasn't it, side by side? Good action there.
Yeah, no, I don't think there was anything crazy going on there. Like I said, there was a lot of people that were sliding off and slipping, but I didn't see anything too malicious at all.
Yeah, definitely, and you weren't that far away from that fastest lap either, Dave. But congratulations, mate! Great win, and going down to the wire for you guys in the final race. So well done, congratulations, mate.
Yeah, thanks very much. Good fun. Enjoyed that. Nice one to the other drivers as well. Good race.
Yeah, well done, mate. Brilliant stuff. I wonder if we can have so congratulations to Dave there. I wonder if we can have a quick... I know Stickman's in the room. I don't know if he's able to chat, because he was right up there battling for this win today, but had a few issues. So, Stickman, what happened to you know, midway into that race? Because it was very very strange indeed.
Plenty of practice, and then brain fog.
Oh, right.
I basically went wide, which allowed Dave to basically just close up on me. And then I got the penalty, and for some reason I thought, hit the brakes, take the penalty on the start, finish straight, not realising that it automatically happens when you go round next lap. So I basically went from, I think, 3rd down to 5th. And I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's great to see though, because usually, you know, we see a sort of, you know, middle to rear of the pack, and to see you right up there today was fantastic to watch, mate. I was really pleased that you were up there. Just a shame that obviously that racing fog came down very, very early into the race, which hopefully will not happen again. But great to see you there, mate. Good practice, which is always beneficial for the race drivers. But well done, mate. Super drive regardless. Well done.
No, cheers, Craig. Cracking track. Thanks a lot.
Well done, mate. So there we go, Jesse. There are our drivers, and they did a super job indeed. So we're going to go to finish here at Brands Hatch, and obviously we go to the brilliant track at Lego Missouri now, the East track. So we will see the hairpin again, which has really been enjoyed by many as they do the late braking into the hairpin for the final corner. So that could change everything in this race. But congratulations to our drivers tonight, which was obviously Martine. I've nearly said Sophie there, Jesse. It was Martine who took that win, and then Ravy Davey in the second race. So join us for next, well, the next race will be Wednesday. So well, we have a little advert for you for that, and then we have the Aston Martins back for the championship and the premiership here at Brands Hatch. So that is going to be absolutely cracking. And then we're back again next Monday for the finals of the AWRC and the conference division, which I'm pretty sure guarantees Sophie the win and the championship, and also Danzo. So congratulations to both of those drivers who are through, well, actually in the Aston Martin, through to join the big boys in Division 2. So we'll see the playoffs as well, Jesse. So that's going to be interesting to see who gets into the playoffs. The last 4 will go into the playoffs to go up and get promoted to Division 2.
Sounds terrifying.
It does, doesn't it? We need to pick a track for that as well. So
good.
Yeah.
Don't let me pick. You know it's an oval.
Yes. Yeah, that's a bad idea. But actually, it could be a good idea because then they're all on the same, they're all on the same pages. So that'd be interesting. But absolutely fantastic. Cheers, Jesse, for joining me again. Well done, mate.
Yep. Thanks so much.
And am I going to be seeing you on Wednesday for the Mighty Minis?
I should be able to make it on Wednesday. Yes.
Fantastic. So there we go. So Jesse hopefully there for the Mighty Minis. So see us on Wednesday and also on Thursday for the Championship and Premiership. Thank you very much everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you for the subscribers and thank you for your follows, notifications and shares. My name's Craig Cook. That was Jesse Limquela and we are CC Sim Racing. We'll see you on Wednesday for this cracking event, the Mighty Minis in Esports Championship at Tsukuba in the rain. You won't want to miss it.